Hey everybody, and welcome back to Techstrong Unplugged. This is episode 17 of our series, and I'm your host, Atan Solomon. On Techstrong Unplugged, we dive into all things tech and get people up to speed with everything happening across the industry. Recently, our co-host Cassandra Chin went to the Great International Developer Summit, also known as GIDS 2024. At GIDS, Cassandra sat down with Mala Gupta, who is an accomplished Java champion and developer advocate for JetBrains. Mala touches on her experience as an author and emphasizes the importance of carving your own path professionally and beyond. Without further ado, let's head over to GIDS 2024.
Welcome back to Techstrong Unplugged. I'm your host, Cassandra Chin, and we have Mala with us here.
Hi, Cassandra. It's a pleasure to see you again. I know I saw you at DevNexus. I didn't get an opportunity to talk with you, but I'm so happy to be here with you today.
I'm happy as well to see you.
Thank you so much. A pleasure.
Can you do a short introduction?
Yes, I'm an author, a Java champion. I work as a developer advocate with JetBrains, and I'm really passionate about helping developers understand about the new Java features, how they could use them, and how they should not be using them.
How did you get started into tech?
How much time do you have? Probably will need a couple of hours to talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. So that started way back when I was in school. So when I was in class 6th, so we had programming introduced in our school. So I was 10 years old, and that was the day I decided I want to be a programmer. I loved to write programs day in and day out. And I was probably the first person to complete those programming exercises and hand it over to our teacher and just wait for her feedback. And that never stopped. So then I did my bachelor's in computer science. And here I am, coding all these years.
So you said you gave assignments to your teacher?
No, I'm saying the assignments that the teacher used to give to us. I used to be the first person to complete those assignments and rush to her. I have completed the assignments. Now tell me how did I do? And I want you to give me more assignments. That kind of enthusiasm I'm saying.
That's really enthusiastic.
Oh, yes. I still, as we are talking, I can kind of replay all the sequences in my mind like a video. I just love that part.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And you said you're a Java champion?
Yes, I am.
Have you been involved with Java for a really long time?
Ever since, I would say, so I've been programming for more than, I don't remember, that's a long time, and that also says I'm too old, but that's okay. So I started with Visual Basic, and I started with, I think, Oracle Forms. I don't remember what the other one was, Oracle Reports maybe, but then we heard about this new write once run everywhere feature for Java coming in. The web was kind of gaining traction a lot. It was becoming really popular, and Java was kind of seen as a language that was taking it by storm. And that was when I gravitated towards Java and never looked back.
So Java's always been there for you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you still code in Java a little bit?
A lot.
A lot?
Yes, I do.
Do you spend a lot of time writing Java
application? That's an interesting question because I write a lot of Java code, but now the role that I am, so I'm a developer advocate. My role, one of the main roles is to help others understand the new features or multiple features of Java. So I don't write production code. I write a lot of demo code. But I do write kind of have side projects where I'm building small applications, doing a lot of fun stuff or cool stuff. So some time back, I created an application for my daughter. She is doing Bachelor's of Design. And she was looking for an application where she could find the exact colored cloth in a let's say a factory or something. So that was a fun project that I built for her. So I keep building small projects. And yes, I do code every day.
So you're using your knowledge to write small projects to teach others?
Yes, you can say that, yes.
I think that's really great.
Yes, the coding really gives me a high even now. So there was an opportunity some time back to move to a role that would not require me to not require would be wrong word. They said you wouldn't be writing a lot of code. I said, no, I don't want to do that.
So you mentioned that you wrote a book.
Yes, I've written multiple books. 5, I guess. So, a lot of books, yeah.
And you've talked about how, like, following in your footsteps. What is your belief on that phrase?
Yes, so that's an interesting story because whenever I talk about that, I have written a couple of books. A lot of people ask me, so Mala, what can we do to kind of follow your footsteps? And I have a very strong opinion that no one should be following anyone else's footsteps and really carve their own path. Because when I see any person who I see as a very successful person, I only see their success. I kind of miss the learnings that they had along the path when they failed one time or multiple times, and they learn a lot of beautiful things. So carve your own path, and you never know what you would want to be or what you want to do when you are carving that path for yourself. So the adventure, the not knowing things is, I find that interesting.
I find that saying interesting because I actually get asked that a lot if I'm following in my dad's footsteps.
I could sense that. I could sense that because he's a rock star. So, of course, that's an obvious question.
So what's a better way I can tell people that I'm different than him?
You definitely are different than him. You just say that. Just look at our career paths. I'm already a rock star. He became a rock star now. So, you're all good.
So I'm doing my own thing.
Yes, of course. Of course, you are. You are.
And I believe you want to talk about other, like, personal values.
Yes. So the couple of values that that really close to my heart and that makes the person that I am. I would say being trustworthy and
Let's focus on being trustworthy.
Okay.
So why do you think that's really important?
Because when I say so, being trustworthy, trust could sound like a small word, but when you kind of grow older, you know how much important that is. I should be able to trust my friends and the people that I work with anything and everything that we do together. We could kind of agree to disagree on things, but it should not be like agreeing in public but disagreeing otherwise. That creates a lot of friction and miscommunication between teams and at work, and the same applies to friend groups or otherwise. So for me, being trustworthy is really important. And on that note, I would like to say the people who are trustworthy, that trickles down to whatever they do. If I'm trustworthy, if I work with people who are trustworthy, that value would kind of trickle to the code that I'm writing. I would need my coach to do things, what it says on that long list of things that you accept. So I think that trickles down to everything that I do.
How do you build trust? Is it just talking to people, or is it an exchange of ideas?
That's a really interesting question. I haven't thought about it. But of course, when we talk with people, when we work with people, we kind of realize if the person is trustworthy or not. Because if a person betrays your trust, that might not be just one-off thing. That could be a pattern. Because people never do things just one-off without any pattern. Because that has to have a really strong value system that they have of their own. So if I'm working with anyone who would I see as not trustworthy, probably not my people.
But is it really good to write off an individual as just not being trustworthy?
That really depends, because I am that kind of person, because as I said, it's not a one-off thing, it's a pattern. And over my years in my personal life and professional life, I have seen this. People who are straight and who would say things which you would like, but those are the right things. Those are the people who I would say are trustworthy. You could depend on them, and you know that the values that they have, they do not bend it for anyone. And that speaks volumes about the person and the work that they do. So I would say, even though it might sound harsh that I would sign off the person as not being trustworthy and not blah, 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 but that's who I am.
I definitely understand your viewpoint.
That's who I am. And I would not bend that for myself, because I would be the person most hurt at the end of the day. And I need to protect myself as well. Yeah.
So, like, are there any other values which you think really speak home to you?
If you're talking about, let's say, people like you who are getting started, I would say explore, talk with people, try to don't. I know I don't have to tell this, because the age you are in, you probably are better placed on those things, like talking with people and exploring things, and not limiting, not having any limits to anything that you try to think or do. Because there are a lot of things that we know and so many things that we don't know. So exploring is one thing that I would like to do. I still do that. I know I'm old, but I still do that a lot. So not being fearful of trying out things.
What are some ways to explore?
There could be a lot of things to do. One is to talk with people and to understand what is it that interests you. And then you might gravitate towards a few of the things. And when you find that connection, try them. Because unless and until you try them out, you will not kind of understand. So this is one of the examples. When I started speaking at conferences, so I think that was 2018, and my first international conference was JBCN. That was in 2018. And that was a lot of, I would say, painful procedure for me. I was traveling. I was traveling alone. I had no clue what to do, blah, blah, blah. A lot of fears and those kind of thing. But I followed my heart. I went there and I presented my session. And I'm so happy that I did, because I learned so many things. So again, it's like you kind of have, if you have any, how do I express that? If you think you're liking something, go for it. You never know what you kind of make of it.
It can be really difficult because traveling alone and giving a talk for the first time.
Oh, yes, it was. I was kind of asking myself questions. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I kind of doing this for the people that I don't know, the audience that I don't know? But I did it, and I don't regret even a bit of it. I'm loving the friends that I made on that day. I met so many amazing people. I still get to see those people. I get to talk about what I like. So
those people you met, do you feel like you've built a relationship built on trust?
I would say yes, because so trust really comes in when we are working together. So if I'm just saying hi to a person, then I might not be talking about trust. But when I went there, I met with the organizers, Jonathan, Nacho. They're amazing people. I still see them around. And I do have a relation with them. And trust is one of the big factors, because they trusted me. They invited me to present at their conference. And I trusted them to kind of help me with whatever I would need. And so that was a trust built, formed. It's still there. And
so it's kind of an exchange where you know that you can rely on the person and they can rely on you.
Absolutely. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street, definitely. Yeah.
I think that's really important.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So I think we've had a really good talk, Mala, about lots of personal values. And I've definitely learned a lot from you.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. It was a pleasure to talk with you. And I'm very proud of what you're doing. And I wish you good luck. And I hope you do much better. You're already a rock star.
Thank you. You're a rock star too.
Oh, thank you so much.